It is engagement we need to have.
Those who suffer miscarriages and
Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news that still affects us all. I am Usayome Sally, and today I have Alero Boyo and Namai Fan with me. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How is the week starting?
We thank the Lord.
The week is great. I mean, yesterday started the week awesome. You know, today's Tuesday. You can only be enthusiastic for the rest of the week. But yes, this week is good. Yes. I'm affirmative.
Yeah, with all that is going on,
Yes, you don't
it
have a
will
choice.
really take you being deliberate and intentional with the outcomes that you want to see. Today I got a message at first thing in the morning after dropping my kids from school, and I said, I bind you. Like, I literally had to delete myself out of that experience and say, you know what? I'm not going to start my
I
day
am
like
not,
this.
yes, I think
You
I did
have
that
to be
too.
intentional. You just say no to what you can't handle and embrace the one that continues to help
Meanwhile,
you.
Alero sent us a video of somebody saying,
You don't even want to go there. No. Let's not even
just
start
watched
that.
this now, because
Let
I've
us
been-
not start that conversation
It's
at
a
all.
traumatizing
At
video.
all. Let's not start it.
I've been in transit, so she mentioned, I said, where did you send the video that it
so
was in the group?
bizarre.
Oh,
And
it
I
is.
said, what is this?
It is a really
It's so bizarre.
troubling
Yeah.
video. You
okay.
let's
We
not
We
even
can't talk
start
about
that
now.
conversation.
We can't talk about it.
Okay. Oh.
It's bizarre.
It's a serious matter. All right, so today we're discussing clergymen, right? I mean, everybody that has been following the news, you would see, what's it called? You see all the drama going round. The sheikh that was suspended at first, then he was now sacked. Now he's been appointed. All those drama going on. And of course, Paul Adefarasin has spoken. I think Adeboye, that the GO2 has spoken. So we just want to understand our clergy, the strength that our clergymen possess when it comes to like transforming Nigeria. And that's the conversation we're going to be having on our open house today, right? And when we, and here's what we found as today's quote: "A just government has no need for the clergy or the church." I mean, this quote is quite deep because if we had a system where justice is in place, right? Because it seems like the church is supposed to be like the checkmate for
Right.
injustice and all of that. So if there's justice in place, if the government is actually, fair and it's for the people, you will not really need people going to church and praying and all of that, right? All right, so okay, so Sheikh Nuru Khalid, the former chief imam of National Assembly Mosque Zone E, Akpo Legislators Quarters, Gudu district in Abuja, was terminated for allegedly preaching anti-Buhari and anti-government. Now, the Sheikh called out the government over its failure to tame the escalating insecurities and killings in the country, and was sacked after being initially suspended for allegedly criticizing President Muhammadu Buhari over the last Monday night attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train. So it's our ladies' night out, as I mentioned earlier, and Alero, Nama, and I are discussing and asking this question: can clergymen provoke a transformation in Nigeria? That's the question for tonight. And when we open our phone line, we'd really love to hear what you have to say about this. But first, let's take a break to see what we found in the news. You're still watching Ways. Now, today is International Day of Conscience, and the preamble to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that disregard and contempt for human rights have resulted to barbarous acts which have outraged the conscience of humankind, yes, and the advent of a world in which human beings shall enjoy the freedom of speech and belief and freedom from fear and want has been proclaimed as the highest aspiration of the common people. Moreover, Article 1 of the Declaration states that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights and are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. The task of the United Nations to save future generations from the scourge of war requires transformation towards a culture of peace, which consists of values, attitudes, and behavior that reflect and inspire social interaction and sharing based on the principles of freedom, justice, and democracy, all human rights, tolerance, and solidarity that rejects violence, and endeavor to prevent conflict by tackling their roots causes, to solve problems through dialogue and negotiation, and that guarantee the full exercise of all rights and means to participate fully in the development process of their societies. So this is a day to just call to everyone. If you have any bit of conscience inside of you, right, this is your day today. I mean, the war going on currently with Russia, what we are facing in Nigeria, the what's it called? I can't even justify the unjustified killings, kidnapping, you know.
There's a
just
gross
too
lack
much
of conscience
Yes, I mean,
going on.
It's just as if there is, like say, man's inhumanity
to man.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, the person that is actually committing all of these atrocities, you also have families, you have kids, you have siblings, you have parents. That I'm certain that if anything bad happens to them, you would actually feel it. You will cry to mourn these people. So I mean, how do you even have this? I mean, you don't even have the empathy or sympathy to just not, but you just want to kidnap, kill, and just cause it's
sometimes
it's crazy.
It's what the purpose for which they're doing what they're doing. Some of them actually feel very justified.
Imagine that man last week that we were talking about that kidnapped children for 7,000 naira. To him, he feels like he's doing a job.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
You know the interesting thing, and I think again, it's quite interesting that today is International Day of Conscience, because if we're talking about clergymen and their impact, I mean, those are the people that are positioned to prick the mind. You continue to just...
They're the conscience of society.
Yeah, they're supposed to keep jigging and,
So,
ensuring...
with this now, we are very religious people in this country. Christians and Muslims put together.
All religion.
And then there is now... like the rise in, the insecurities, the rise in the violence, and these people are going to church. So is it that they are going to mosque? So is it that their mind, they're just going to fill and warm the seats?
Absolutely. All right, so let's start with Norma. What did you find for us in the news today?
Oh, okay. Well, it's a continuation of our conversation for this evening, but it's just a little bit of update on the Abuja Imam. So my story says, anti-government sermon. On account of that, the sacked Abuja Imam gets a new appointment. So the former chief Imam of Apo Legislative Quarters Mosque, Sheikh Mohammed Khalid, has been appointed to lead another Jum'at mosque in Abuja. This came barely 24 hours after the Imam was sacked by the Apo Mosque Steering Committee over the sermon that criticized the government's failure to stop insecurity in the country. The Imam said that he paid the price for the voiceless and would continue to identify with the masses. And this story just goes to continue to buttress the conversation we've been having over time about our clergymen, which we're going to continue today. I don't want to really dwell on that, but however, he's gotten another job, and that also testifies to his character as a person, because if he was somebody who had questionable character, I don't think that he will immediately get a job.
Yeah.
So I think that was quite commendable, and that tells a lot about him as a person. But we're going to go in depth in that conversation.
Absolutely, when we come
today. Yeah.
Okay, Alera, your story.
Okay, so from me, my story is actually, still on the attack in Kaduna. So 10 soldiers killed as bandits attack military base in Kaduna. So at least 10 soldiers have been attacked and some others have been injured by bandits prescribed as terrorists who attacked a military base in Birni Gwari, I apologize, local government area in Kaduna. The incident happened at 6 p.m., about 6:30 p.m. on Monday, and security sources told Channels Television. However, the military authorities are yet to confirm the attack. According to the source, the bandits monitored the movement of the soldiers, and when some of them were out on to their headquarters, they actually attacked and they killed 10 people. And there are 11 persons that have been abducted as well at the location. I mean, this is getting more bizarre by the day. So, I mean, I saw the videos last week of some children and some women that were like beheaded with cutlass and all of that. So this insecurity that's really going on in the country is becoming so alarming that it's impossible for people living in Kaduna to even sleep at night, because there is no guarantee that they would even wake up the next day.
It's very unfortunate.
It's really crazy.
Because even Kaduna has NDA.
Their base is there.
The base is there. So how did Kaduna State become so defenseless?
It's crazy. Then how come they're even able to attack soldiers at their military base? Is there no security measures in
like
place?
in your face.
As in how? This is becoming more scary. If the soldiers that have the guns and all the trainings cannot protect themselves, what is going to happen to men Nigerians like us?
Well,
that
like
do not have
a
any...
former Senator Shehu Sani said, that now maybe they should allow people to start purchasing weapons or being able to defend themselves.
Oh, wow. I'm just in the breaking news. It says reps consider bill seeking to ban cross-dressing in Nigeria and jail offenders for 6 months. Let's see how that goes.
Let's see how that goes.
Let me
just to throw that out there.
Just throw it out there.
Our Instagram influencers.
Now, guess whose picture is there? Bobrisky and James Brown. All right, so my story is actually a follow-up of, the conversation we've had about Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and Chris Rock. So Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett, has come out to say that she wishes her husband did not slap Chris Rock. According to the actress, of course, everybody knows that aftermath is really biting hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to resign from the academy. Yesterday, I think he lost.
Netflix,
I saw something on Bad Boys.
Yes.
A production is currently ongoing. I think
has been put on hold.
Yes, they're almost like dropping him off that role. That is literally
Bad
Boys is literally
Will
Smith.
It's his life.
Do you
That's
understand?
what it
Yes.
is.
Bad Boys is Will Smith. Will Smith is Bad Boy.
Yes.
So if
he's
willing
out
to
of the
let
picture,
him go, it tells you the gravity of what he's done. So she said that she wished her husband didn't slap Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars rather on Sunday, and she was saying that both her and Will Smith agreed that he overreacted. And that he agreed that he overreacted by slapping the comedian, and that it was in the heat of the moment and it was him overreacting. He knows that, and she also knows that, and they're in agreement that he overreacted. The source that quoted was quoted to have said this. You know what breaks my heart is that, did you see the video that Linda Keji posted? I think I shared it.
She was shocked.
Where that angle, they had not shown that angle all this while.
That she was laughing.
When he actually slapped Chris Rock, she was laughing. This was somebody that was quiet before. So if you really
mean that you approved
do you
it?
understand? You approved it. So why do you come out now? It is because of the backlash that is happening to him back to back, having to resign, some companies dropping him off. That's why she's coming out to say he overreacted, because even her son tweeted that that's how it's done. You remember he tweeted? Jaden tweeted when the father slapped Chris Rock. He tweeted and said, yes, that's how it's done or something. He made a very sarcastic statement saying like, yes, you don't mess with people and all of that. So for me, I think Jada, a lot of people are throwing shades at her, but I don't want to be part of the people like shaming her and all of that. But I'm saying that she had a huge
she did.
contribution to this. Because you see, even when he was shouting, keep your wife's name out of, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, blah, blah, blah. If you were really, really like not in support of what he was doing at that time, you'd have got up from your chair. You'd have gone to meet him, you hug him and say, Just, it's okay, calm down. Now me they fight for, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Do you understand? I know how they talk to my husband with I now.
Besides,
you will draw your legs. Say, guy, calm down.
As he's even standing up, walking, because
You
it was
understand?
a long walk.
No, maybe they didn't know what he was
You
doing.
don't even get my point. As it is, she approved it. So you can't just come out and say both of them have agreed. Like you never said it was. So if all these things did not happen,
I just remember
it was a
slap
hit.
again,
It was a
like-
hit of the moment thing.
and that's why they say
But
the hit of the
so you know,
moment.
if that
You know,
happened,
sometimes when you even have there's
You're
a
angry.
way something happens and initially it doesn't hit
Yes.
until it actually
yes,
hits.
I know that.
So
baby.
let's give that benefit of the doubt.
Of course,
yes,
but
he
for
may have
me-
laughed initially, but thinking about it,
as an American,
eventually,
if he was a Nigerian,
Well,
if he was a
people react
Nigerian, or if it was a
differently.
Nigerian,
One
if it was a Nigerian award, just like the way the Oscar was like an American award. First, what is America? That one is number one. Harassment. They lawsuits that will follow you, and you did it on stage in
With
front
a
of the whole
whole-
world.
And guess what? Even though Chris Rock isn't even pressing charges, the police by themselves said they are getting ready to go and arrest Will Smith
for assault.
Do you understand? So it does not make any sense. I mean,
crazy.
you are his wife, right? Whatever he did, he thought in his head
That it was the
he
right
was doing
thing.
it for you, to make you feel good. It tells a lot. I mean, I listened to that video when that guy was analyzing the relationship. It's actually toxic. It is toxic, honestly.
Because,
that
I mean,
you have to go and lose everything you've worked for because you want to try to protect me. Why? On that note, we take a break. We want to talk clergymen. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It is imperative now, before I go to my message, that every believer, online and offline, you must get your PVC card. I'm a man under authority. Once used to be the deputy president of the PFN and did not want to go further in that structure in executive office so I could have more time to pastor this work and do some of the things that I feel God was sending me to do. And I'm still in the National Advisory Council, and we have been instructed that every Christian, every human being that you and I can contact must have a PVC card, and you must prepare to vote. When we get closer to the time to vote, we will share with you the profile of the sort of candidate that you should vote for. And the one who ticks the most boxes, those are the ones you should vote for. And we're thinking of the entire country. And we believe that we can get up to 15 million more voters. Hallelujah. And that becomes a very significant block that must be respected. And it adds to the platform of our voice, harmonized as Christian leaders. Hallelujah. One thing that the next president absolutely must be is a respecter of the rule of law. Nigeria has become so lawless in the last, I won't tell you how many years, but in the last so many years, it has become a lawless state that as Christians, we also have imbibed that lawlessness. Hallelujah. So we do not know our wrong. Second thing that president must be, he must be a person who is not only given to development, but a person who can bring back foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment. That means somebody who can speak English well and can think in English well, the language of the world. Hallelujah. Somebody who has confidence in communicating skill and has charismatic visionary ability, and whose gift set can inspire people to follow the dream of Nigeria.
You can't go to Kaduna by road. You can't go to Kaduna by air. You can't go to Kaduna by train. Question number one, why Kaduna? Question number two, who is trying to isolate Kaduna? Question number three, why? Question number four, after Kaduna, which next? More than 80% of all the oil we are producing is being stolen, and nobody has denied it. It came from the government. Number one, who is the one stealing the oil? Number two, where is the money going to? 80% of what should have been the income of a nation is going to the hand of some people. What do they want to do with the money? Who are the foreign nations buying this stolen oil? How many of these nations of the world are your friends? More than 90% of our income from the leftover of the oil that was stolen. We are using it to pay the interest of the money we have already borrowed. And then it is news. I'm sure you listen to the news. We are borrowing more. Meaning what? According to a friend of mine, we are moving steadily to bankruptcy. If that God does not intervene, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren will still be paying debt.
All right, thanks for staying with us. Nigeria is the most populated black nation in the world. She has, to her credit, a written constitution being operated for the effective democratic governance for her population, comprising peoples of different religious freedom and cultural backgrounds. Now in Nigeria, Christianity, Islam, and traditional religions are most widely practiced. Rather, religion is a faith-based process that is capable of impacting governance and the behavioral attitudes of every believer. Referencing a Punch publication, first, we must admit that clergymen are citizens of Nigeria, and by constitution, they are also entitled to freedom of association and thought. So what this means is that ordinarily, they have the right to participate in the political running of the country, either as political office holders or the electorate. Now, however, given the religious positions that they occupy and the kind of respect that they command among their followership, it is advisable that they maintain a position of neutrality and statesmanship. They must not be seen to be biased towards a particular political party on account of religion and ethnicity, and they must avoid hobnobbing with politicians, whether at political or social events. Now, do you think that clergymen can provoke a transformation in Nigeria? Right? That's our question for tonight. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. I wish I had the one for the Imam, so it's not looking like we're just focusing only on the Christian leaders. But I think they were playing that while you were giving your, but we didn't just hear the audio of that one, while you were giving your what's in the news. Now, so this is actually very interesting, right? Because, I mean, back to back, it seems like most of our pastors, imam, clergymen are beginning to wake up. As far as I'm concerned, revolutions that happened in the US were spearheaded by clergymen, right? So when I saw this conversation and I saw that just because someone decided to speak truth to power and criticize a government, he was suspended, and next thing he was fired. And I'm wondering, that's talking about the person of the sheikh. I'm now wondering, so where exactly are we supposed to hear the truth if we are not hearing the truth in our religious houses? Then, you know, then it also got me thinking, like, are the clergymen right now in Nigeria, are they that powerful? You know, do they even understand that power that they wield? And are they that powerful to actually provoke a transformation in Nigeria? Because if somebody like a PlusTvAfrica comes out to say that they are planning to make sure that everybody gets their PVC, and he wants to see how to muster 15 million
people
more voters to come out to vote. That is fantastic. This is what I have been waiting for.
I was excited.
I've been looking forward to it. And I'm again in our church in Daystar. They set up a political help structure where if you're having issues with your PVCs and you're not being able to do certain things, I mean, to be able, maybe some people that need to transfer and all of that, they are setting up to help people. So this is the kinds of revolution, because enough of praying. In Nigeria, we are so mediocre. We focus on prayer. So let me hear your thoughts. Do you believe that clergymen can actually provoke a change that we're looking for so desperately in Nigeria?
I want to read out a part of Imam Khalid's speech that I didn't share earlier when I was giving my What's in the News. He said, while delivering the sermon, he said, Nigerian masses should not resort to only one term, which is protect our lives. We will come out to vote. Let us be killed. We will not come out to vote, since it's only elections that you people know. We need prayers. We need supplication. This is very important at a time when Nigeria is facing a very serious challenge. Everything is not working well. People are dying. Our roads are not secured. Most part of the country is not secured. The government is always telling us that they are doing their best, but we deserve more than the best as citizens, because we want a secured Nigeria. What you are telling us is that your concern is about 2023 elections. And what I am telling the citizens is to send a message that we're going to vote under one condition. Nigerian masses should resort to only one term, which is protect our lives. Our lives are important to us. We want to live. Our wealth and dignity are important as well. You must do something to secure our lives, make our security workable. We cannot afford to be moving like this. People attacking our trains, killing our people, as if there's no government in this country. The bandits can gather, disseminate intelligence information as if government of their own, while our government cannot share information and stop the rubbish. He was also encouraging them to come out and vote for the right people. Vote for people that you can ask questions about what they are going to do for you as a citizen, how they're going to change things in security, in education, in different aspects of governance, right? So this is very interesting, and it's good. It's beautiful that we're having this conversation at such a time as this, because, like you rightly said, sometimes clergymen do not know or understand the power that they yield as people overseeing a group of people, right? Yeah. One of the first things I want to say is that clergymen have a level of significance. They have a level of influence, and they have people that listen to them. If you take a consensus of the number of people that go to churches and go to mosques on Friday in Abuja, when I was living in Abuja a few years back, on Fridays, literally by 12 o'clock, all of the government offices are shut down because everybody has gone for prayers, for Juma. And at the end of the day, on Sundays as well, you have churches, you have people, empty houses, because everybody is in one church facility or the other. Now, when this will tell you that the power that they yield is very significant, because people listen to what they say. Yeah. Sometimes people do what they say as well. Mm-hmm. But the transformation aspect is thankfully what we're beginning to see now. Yeah. Maybe some of them are also beginning to understand the power that they wield. Yes. Because even when Redeem, for example, has their Holy Ghost Congress or something, you see people traveling from all over Nigeria, not just Lagosians. You have people coming in from town. The whole of Kilometer Street is blocked. There's traffic everywhere. There's traffic everywhere because everybody wants to be a part of that anointing one way or the other. So when we have our religious leaders in all neutrality coming out to say, tell people, point people in the direction, in the right direction that they should go. If you are going to vote, look for people with credibility, like the
Tick
message
all the
that
boxes.
Pastor
Paul,
Paul shared.
Yes.
Look for people with credibility. Look for people that are accountable. That when you ask questions, they have the right answers. They have a sense of direction in what they are doing, and not people who are going to exploit you, take all your money away, and leave you in poverty.
I mean,
Let me hear Lara.
I'm really excited about this, and I would really implore, more religious leaders to speak up and, try to, it's not like they're trying to influence directly, but yes, they are influencing them. They are actually influencing these people. And I like what Pastor Paul said. We have to ensure that we have our PVCs. And it's not just only having your PVC. You need to know who you want to vote in. And by knowing who you want to vote in, we have created
There's a
some
standard, some boxes that the person must tick off.
They have to tick off. It's okay. Like you said, is he going to answer? We don't even need to be, we don't even want the people that will be asking questions. You'll be telling us before we ask you. Explain to us, see what happened in 2020, that, the whole shooting and everything, nothing was said, nothing was explained. This is 2022. Everything has gone on the high side. Everything is expensive. Fuel is even scarce. Food is now like
security.
Everything is
transport.
But
it's a mess.
So you know what I think I like about the conversation? Because there's a part where I was doing the research, and they say that because you're a clergyman, you should actually be neutral.
No.
Where we are in Nigeria,
No.
you cannot be neutral as a man of God. We must know, or a man of
where you stand.
Wherever you stand, we must know it. You know
know.
why? Because I'm even telling us, the fellow churchgoers,
Yes.
if your pastor or your imam is not telling you this is the
truth.
direction and where we are supposed to be looking at, you should not go to that church.
And not the one that will be telling you who to vote for. We don't want them to tell you who to vote for.
So
but you have to
I
vote.
like the smartness as to which
Pastor Paul,
Paul put that video, because what he said, he has not said to you that vote A or vote B. He said they would give you what, you see, because there are standards
There
for
are standards,
leadership.
yes.
My goodness, there are boxes that leaders
It's like
must
opening
tick.
your eyes. These
So
are the things that you need
we
to
should
look out
stop
for.
saying, "Oh, I will build roads. I will build."
How?
Those are like so lame. Where we are in Nigeria, we need to find. And I like what he said about charismatic, visionary leader. Because it's not just for you to have a vision. You must be able to carry people along. You must be able to sell that vision.
Confidence in
You must be
what you are
confident
saying,
enough to say,
yeah,
and you must understand
and what you want to do.
You must understand the language. It's not the one that they give you. You say, you didn't understand the bill, and you ain't to say. No, we have to start placing a high standard when it comes to the kind of person that we vote into power.
Yes.
So
And
they're
what
not-
even killed it for me completely now is the fact that they have seen it and they want to understand where the power lies, which is at your thumbprint. Where they say 15 million new voters are coming into the pool of existing voters.
Right.
And this voter apathy, right? Because let me tell you something. You go to church every Sunday. Do you know, COVID just gave me a lot of dimension to things. I don't have to get to dress up and go to church.
Yes. Watch
Do you
online.
understand? But you see that religiously, Sunday to Sunday, there's
There
a
are
Wednesday
people,
service
yes,
there.
yes.
There are some that they will
There
do
are
like a
Thursday
fast
prayers or
21 days fasting
in
and prayer.
between.
Yep.
People are there.
People are there.
So if you are a man of God, you actually
You
understand the
Power.
psychology of control. Right? So you cannot, in where we are right now in Nigeria, with the kind of dilapidated state that we are right now in this country, with everything, economy, education, healthcare, and all of that, we cannot afford to have people that have the capacity to control the minds of people, not channel them in the right direction.
And then
Absolutely.
another thing I wanted to quickly point is, how most of these politicians actually probably pay hoodlums to vote for them or to scatter things. I feel like we have more enlightened people, in the sense that if, like as Pastor Paul mentioned, if we have, how many thousand did you mention again? 15 million people actually have their PVC and go and vote. Because like I was saying, I don't have mine at the moment because where I registered is very far from Lagos. And I didn't even know that you can transfer. So imagine the millions of Nigerians that are in the same shoes that I'm in right now, that they actually, I want to vote.
There's a huge...
So
and
we need to know.
And let me tell you where the church can provoke a transformation. There's a huge knowledge gap.
Absolutely.
When it comes to
Absolutely.
election.
Yes.
So nothing stops a
because
church.
some people are like,
My darling, nothing stops a church or a mosque to dedicate
ensure.
10 minutes. We're not even asking for too much. from your 1 hour service or 1 hour 30-minute service, depending on your
Take time to
Enlighten
enlighten people.
Take out 10 minutes.
Some have even gone
Do you
as
understand?
far as even getting people who work in the
INEC,
elections
yes.
INEC committee
that's
Yes.
to
great.
have a booth where they can even help people
For
through
inquiry.
the process.
I mean, Redeemed Church has also done something in
Yes.
that nature. But we'd like to open our phone lines, right? Let's take a break because I'd like to hear your thoughts and how you think creatively our clergymen, because they are the ones that control us.
Yeah.
You know, the pastor will tell you go and pray on the mountain for 21 days. You will go and pray. So if they have the power to control the way your actions are, I think they can also control the narrative towards transforming Nigeria. But we'll take a break now. When we come back from that break, we would open our phone lines and also love to hear what you have to say. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, if you just tuned in, it's our ladies' night out, and our focus is, can clergymen provoke a transformation in Nigeria? That's the question. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow. Our phone line is also now open. Remember the rules. Turn off the volume of your television set so we can hear ourselves. And the number to call is 070-2500-7749. That's the number to call, 070-2500-7749. All right, so ladies, it is interesting, right? So I am thinking, what are the creative ways we should be looking at when it comes to clergymen? Because I've seen what pastors have done to human beings. So you completely take leave of your senses. So if we truly want to change this country, shouldn't we just go to the area where there's a core and there's something happening there, and they can actually expunge some bad habits and just and program a new, because we need to be reprogrammed in this country.
We do, because I mean, this is even the reason why I'm really excited about this conversation is that if you actually move back to before now, the politicians already know the power that this leaders have. That's why you notice that
some of them go to have service in some of those
election time. You see them attending
big
churches.
Service.
You see the pastors announcing
almost getting endorsements.
XYZ is here. People are not allowing him to work in his constituency. Let us pray for him. And then you will see the church
silent endorsements here and there.
So I mean, these politicians already know that these guys have the influence and they have the power to influence their members. So I feel like we as the members should also acknowledge the fact that yes, we listen to these people every day. And I want the pastors and the imams, the religious leaders, to actually also, like you said, 10 minutes out of your service. I mean, most people have up to 3 services in a week. And if you're having conversations every other time, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, reminding your members.
Because you know why I'm going to say that? I will hold any pastor, right, that did not dedicate time towards the selection process of leadership.
Really?
Yeah. Let me take, I'll come back to what I was saying. Let me take our first caller for the evening. Timmy from Lagos, I believe. Thank you for calling.
Good evening.
Hi, thank you for calling.
You're welcome. My contribution is basically about this clergymen. They psychologically work on people, most especially women. And of course, like we all know, the politicians also use them to work on the masses, most especially the less privileged. It's very sad and disheartening that nobody can actually work on them themselves. It's not them working on us. It's the other way around. I mean, this is a very enlightening program, and I'm very happy that people are talking about this. I really just hope most of them are watching this program right now, because it's so sad the way they are treating people, most especially women, the way they twist their brain towards the holy books and everything. It's exactly sad. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Temi. I think you can also share to people that they should keep watching, but we know that they are watching. Yeah. We have our ears on the ground. So I was going to say that if I catch any pastor, let me face the one that concerns me. If I catch any pastor come and say, don't even try it when you did not, what's it called? help to guide your followers towards the right candidacy. Because we can actually see this 2023. I am really hopeful because there is something in the air that says that it is just the right time
It takes
to
a
put the right
lot of
person.
intentionality.
Do you understand? So if you were not intentional about selecting and educating your congregation around the kinds of leaders we should be looking at, you should not come out and say anything.
I think
Don't even castigate any leader, because we will put you in jail.
Let me draw a little from something that Timmy just glossed over, and that is holding even religious leaders accountable. The example that they live, the kind of life that they live, also influences their people.
Their members.
So if they can see from you the examples that you say, as in you are asking for leaders who are accountable. Are you, as a clergyman, accountable? Are you a person of honor? Do you have character? These are the examples, because people, it's not a case of do as I say but don't do as I do.
Okay, let's hold that thought. Youngest old man from Lagos is on the call. Thank you for calling. Hi, go ahead, you're live. Yes, we can. The volume of your call is quite low. Can you speak up or probably call back? We need to call back. Oh, okay. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
Good. You see, what I just want you to understand is that our clergies are very strong. I have to admit that they are very good in this mind control thing, and they enjoy doing it. Because that's why you see somebody buying a little keg of water, a little bottle of water that I usually buy 100 naira for 5,000, and they use it to rub somewhere, and they all believe it's okay. However, I just want them to understand the difference from when somebody is having what we call a psychological holocaust. Our people are suffering from a lot of things that we can't even explain. We just need our people to open their ears and their eyes. The clergies are very strong. I will see they can use their mouth and all those brain they have positively to grow our people. You understand me? I can remember when a clergy preached about opening accounts. Trust me, that church, the nearest bank close to that church, made a lot of customers. I personally witnessed that. You understand? Having a savings account or whatever, the preacher, something brought out the issue, and he talked about it, and people were convinced about it. And then the nearest bank close to that church had a lot of customers that very week. So just to tell you how strong they are, I wish they are using positively more of both influence in getting the people to understand. When will the church come to them and say, if you don't have PVC, you will not enter into church? Let's try that and see for a start. Or the mosque or the man say, if you don't have PVC, you will not come in to pray. This is a weapon that can protect everybody, even your enemy, to be a better person tomorrow. So I think if the clergy can wake up and emancipate us from this, our mental slavery, we will be a better country. And I so much believe in this country. But our clergy, they have the power, though. But you know, most of them, they are very religious, but they are not godly.
Well,
they will start being godly and put the important issues, the fundamental things, into their preaching.
Thank you so much. You know, I mean, out of my, I was going to say that, in all honesty, those are the kind of extreme measures and intentionality that we need to see from our clergy. Yes. Don't come to service if you are not. And
if you yourself, PVC. Your own PVC is ready.
Should be there.
You should be in the front burner. You should be flashing it and showing people that I have done this. Be the example that they need to see.
Absolutely.
It's not just about talking and then you are not being
doing anything about it,
because influence is very powerful. Sometimes they don't all understand.
And I'm still hammering on the fact that, I mean, a lot of people do not know what to look out for.
Absolutely.
And it is the duty, because, I mean, if you, like Pastor Paul mentioned, if you're actually going to open your mouth to have this conversation, then you should be able to guide people to know who are we supposed to put in place. Nobody's calling names.
I know why.
But those points have to
those points were heavy because of the kind of person that he is as well.
Yeah, let me take Yomi from Ibadan and I'll come back to that point. Thank you for calling.
Okay, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, so I think it's a good suggestion that all of us should get our PVCs. But we should also solve the problem of them presenting to us two options that are very bad. For example, at the end of the day, even when you get your PVC and they bring two useless candidates before you and tell you to choose, your PVC will not help in that kind of situation. So how we will get people who are defined by Pastor Paul's criteria
as candidates?
The candidates should be part of what we should focus on.
Absolutely.
So that the candidates that will come up will be good candidates.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was why I was saying that the church has to be part of the electoral process, right? It's not just, I like the sensitization, get your PVCs and all of that, right? But I was going to say that the church also created the kind of people we have today. You know, the truth is that I used to think I have a problem when I was growing up. You know why? I do not understand going to kneel down in front of any man to lay hands on me to pray for me. Sure. But I used to think I was possessed because one pastor actually told me that I was possessed. And because I just felt like I had access to God. So why do I need to go and kneel down in front of another man to lay his hands on me? So I am not that kind of a person. Yeah. If I call you my friend and you're a pastor, it's because we are friends. It's not because I need you to be praying for me. Yeah. But go and check the number of people that will just sit and say, my pastor is in a real okay, he's praying for me and all of that. So you see this thing, why the pastors, they owe it as a point of duty to make sure that they guide their followers to the right direction. It's because they are also part of the people that have created these zombies, right? Over the years, we are all most people are zombies. They don't even know left from right. So if the pastors understand this, that they are part of the problem, then they will also sit down to fix the problem.
A lot of them do, in the way that they're thinking, they don't want to lose that kind of significance,
subservient,
and relevance in the
people that are contributing to their churches.
That's why. So most of the time, you know, especially those who are who do not even realize that they're insecure in themselves. When you know true power, you are able to let go and it comes back to you. When you empower people and they're able to stand, that is even more superior power than when you keep them subservient and always waiting for your guidance one way or the other. When people know what to do and they see that example in you, then they will be able to move out and go and duplicate themselves anywhere.
That's why I love my pastor, Sam Adeyemi. Let me take Kalawale from Bono State. I just had to chip that one in. Go ahead, you're live. You are live.
This is Dr. Oyawale calling from Maiduguri.
Oh, thank you.
I want to say that your program is really fantastic and it's so much enlightening.
Thank you.
In conclusion, let me say that the pastors and the clergy has great influence in the general populations.
Oh, we lost it. No. Sorry. Okay, let's quickly take comments. We are getting ahead of ourselves. Great and well-timely topic. Oh yes, clergymen have a vital role to play in the transformation of our country. The situation is already out of hand and head. I pity the leaders of our nation. They should be very careful now that men of God are raising alarm day in, day out. We as citizens also need to rise up with one voice and tell those in power nothing but the truth, rather. Your PVC is your weapon. God save us all. This is Bobby Kennedy from Jalingo.
Absolutely.
I think normally you have
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah? Yes, I do have one. Okay, Alara, did you want to say
so, I do have one. Hello, ways ladies. These clergymen are speaking from both sides of their mouth. Adefarasi made a lot of sense in his strategic outlay. Adeboye and RCCG are not consistent in their ability to speak truth to power. RCCG and Khan were very critical of Jonathan, but have been very meek because one of their own VP is involved and don't want to be criticizing the government in economic matters and end SARS. It has gotten so bad that they are now feeling the heat. Adefarasi criticizes them and then invites the representative of the state government to address the church members during the end SARS debacle. Above all, Nigerian is secular to states and must remain so. Religion is personal. The new generation churches are glamorized.
I think that message is long. Let's quickly take Samuel. Samuel is on hold. Thank you for calling. He's our last caller for the day. Please stop calling the WhatsApp line. Sorry. Go ahead, Samuel. You're
Good
live.
evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, Samuel.
Yeah, I'm Samuel from Ota.
Go ahead.
I want to quickly bring your attention to certain things. We have two crazy parties which are very, very popular. You know, I won't mention their names, but you know them. I know them. And you know the leaders, the direction where they are going. How do we bring the youth? People like you ladies are not bad for Nigeria. You are not too bad to rule this country. Nigeria is for all. A lady can be the president of Nigeria. I look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. So I don't need any man of God to tell me who to vote for. I will vote for the person that had the imagination of building the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Okay. Good luck to you. Go ahead,
I have a comment here. It says, good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying Ways. Concerning clergymen provoking transformation in our country, Nigeria, it is only few of them that are capable and qualified and nothing more. Some clergymen nowadays, though they have their own church and congregation, they are involved in money rituals, banditry, rape, and armed robbery. Are these the clergymen that we want to provoke transformation in our country? The answer is no. Genuine and God-fearing clergymen should provoke transformation in Nigeria and nothing more. Yeah. Concerning the insecurity in Kaduna, sleeping with two eyes closed is not healthy at all. The federal government has to do something about it, not only in Kaduna, but the whole of Nigeria. God will help us. Sister Lera, Sister Norma, you're welcome back. We really miss you both. Thank you, Daniel. Then we have this one.
Quickly.
Ladies, your discussion this night is very interesting. But frankly, the political climate of Nigeria today, there's nothing clergymen can do to bring transformation in Nigeria. In places where politics truly work, do not necessarily follow individual persons, but the ideology of the political party they follow. In the United States of America, for example, the clergy will encourage their members to vote any party that has profile or that is profiled or against gay marriage. They follow issues, not human persons, in their voting.
Okay, go ahead, Alera, quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening, ladies. I quite agree with Pastor Paul, and I am happy that religious leaders now know we have to be involved in political processes. No need of saying we only need to pray. I'm happy how 2023 is going. A lot of sensitization and strategic move. Thank you so much for this, BC.
Yeah, so I just want to go back to that person that said that no man of God will tell him who to vote for. We are not asking the men of God. And again, that's why I said that if you are listening to Pastor Paul, he was quite smart. Nobody can hold him to say
he's asking.
So what you are doing is that there is a criteria for leadership, right? There are qualities
things to look out for.
There are qualities of leadership. You're right. So those are the kind of boxes. When somebody wants to go into the polling unit, you should be able to say, you know what, this candidate
has ticked
some of those boxes, and those are the kinds of conversations we should be having. Yes. We are not supposed to be thinking, oh, I want to build road.
Or what the 5,000 naira soap and salt that they're giving.
Like, that's the same thing they've been saying for years.
That will not change Nigeria. We are so much more in this country, right? And we are hoping that, this will just be the beginning of the conversation. We want to see more clergymen do not just the talking, but also set up bodies to be able to help. Candidates are not buoyant enough. Right? It's not just, you also put your money where your mouth is. Because there's a lot of money in churches. Yes. I don't know about mosques because I'm not a Muslim.
No, Muslims
but there are lots of money in churches. So we need to get more people.
Donations.
Yes, we need to get more people to support, the right candidates. But I think we've had a fantastic conversation. If I can say so
myself.
I mean, we don't have a choice. And I just really want to implore Nigerians. I know that a lot of people are not interested in politics. I used to be one of those people that was never interested in politics. But with everything that has happened this year, let's not even go back. With everything that has happened this year,
from
Bamishe
it's enough to tell you that
to the people that are being kidnapped, to the people the doctor,
all of them,
everything. It could have been your brother
child,
or your
yes,
sister
anybody.
or your child.
Or you.
It needs to hurt you as bad as it has hurt the victim's family members, and we need to take our stand ASAP.
Wake up.
Greetings, ladies. The
Wake up.
clergymen have great influence on changing our country, but some of them are not accountable, competent, and trustworthy. That's Gift of 4. Thank you so much, Gift. I think she's from Angola, I think. Yes, I finally got the name.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much, ladies. We had a fantastic, and thank you to everyone that called. The ones that tried to call, I've been hearing the phone ringing. Sorry, we ran out of time. So before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagrams at PlusTvAfrica. Interact with us further, drop your comment, and more importantly, follow all the engagements on social media. You know, the way you love the show, also share. Tell your friends and family to watch. Because we do not just talk here. We are out for changing this country.
We are ready.
It must change. It does not have a choice. We'll see you guys. All right, so if you missed today's quote, here it is again. A just government has no need for clergy or the church. It's as simple as that. If we have everything working right, we might not even need churches, and people don't go church again. We'll see you guys live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Booking November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on PlusTvAfrica.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
It is engagement we need to have.
Those who suffer miscarriages are never taken into account.
Members of the National Assembly are also influence peddlers.
You are sitting on Nigerians' money.
From the barbing, I pay my rent. From the barbing, I send my children to school.
A consultative engagement.
No any tangible notification before they ban us.
It's one thing for people to be at your back and the heat of the moment, and another thing for them to still be with you when push comes to shove.
I will do everything to take Lagos out of the national grid.